afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be tuning in from. Welcome to today's Powerboost. It's good to be back with you again. I had a short break, but nevertheless, I'm sure that you kept tuning in, and especially at this very auspicious season of peace and goodwill. We certainly want you to be as empowered as you can be. So welcome wherever you're tuning in from. So our topic today is acceptance. And just as this special season finds acceptance with everyone, you need not be Christian to experience the vibrations of goodwill and good feelings and happiness that's in the air. But that can continue all the time in all circumstances. And so that's our meditation today. So acceptance allows you to be comfortable, if I can use that term, with every situation. Because, of course, what matters in terms of how you respond to it is what you make it mean. You get to decide what it means. And so even when the outcome of any situation is not to your expectations, desires, or liking, it's an event that has already passed. And so the response that you want to have is one that's empowering. And just as you're empowered by this season because you accept it, you can be empowered by whatever the outcome is that you may have had a different outcome in mind. And of course, we're just coming off of a very divisive election season, which I'm sure you will agree has increased our division, because we now have winners and losers. And so the question today is, what would you have to gain or lose by accepting not just that outcome, but any outcome? And especially one that has caused so much discomfort. Of course, what you would lose by being accepting of what you're not able to change is you would certainly lose the discomfort, you would lose the resentment, you would lose the unhappiness, you would lose the condition that is causing you maybe anxiety and stress and all of those things that are not consistent with the way you'd like things to be. Just keep in mind as we visit this today that your power, all of it, is only with what you can change. And what you can change is you. We don't have the power to change others. It may very well be that whatever you reflect will have an effect on others. But what's more important is that your energy field is a positive one, and that you are accepting of whatever it is that you might initially be rejecting. Now, acceptance does not necessarily mean agreement. You may not be in agreement at all with what that outcome is. But by accepting it, you're able to have that peace of mind. So what you gain is that peace of mind, that spirit of cooperation and unity and understanding and cooperation. And so we can use every situation to empower ourselves and others. And the best way to bring that about is not just in having this understanding of what we're pointing you to in terms of how you should be. But that understanding requires practical application. And we can start that right now by realizing that the changes that you want to make always start with you. You need to remember that all the time. And you can decide that all is well. All is well is where you start. All is as it should be is how you continue. And so with that mindset that all is well, with that mindset that all is as it should be, what emerges is a new perspective, the right perspective, a new environment, the very negative environment that you inadvertently may be creating. In 1 second, you're able to change that by changing your own mind, by changing the way you are looking at the situation. I often repeat Wayne Dyer's perspective on that, which we will always have. And I will always remind you that when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And so look with that in mind. Look with that commitment and determination to remove from the inner you any discomfort, any resentment, any anger, any perspective that does not support your own well-being. And it is there that you can be empowered. And so, as you continue on with our wonderful season, have this peace and goodwill not just apply to the circumstances and conditions and the perspective that you find agreement with, but your power is in being able to have a perspective that is flexible enough, that has that overview enough, that has that unlimited time frame, that doesn't lock you into an outcome, especially one that has already passed, but an outcome that negatively impacts how you're being today and every day. So you get to decide that all is well. You get to decide that all is as it should be. And you'll find that you will begin to respond accordingly in all of the disagreement and discomfort that you may have had with it. As I mentioned earlier, agreement is not necessary, but you can be agreeable in how you respond, because that is the foundation of acceptance, being agreeable. That is the foundation for peace and goodwill. And when you have that foundation and that perspective, you'll find the benefit in whatever that outcome is. You'll start to see what you are gaining as a result rather than losing. And it's usually a personal gain. It's usually somewhere in your own character that you are now able to withstand and to grow from. And it is that growth that will benefit you and all those around you this day and every day. So may this be the start of a new approach You can't do anything with what has already happened except to respond to it in a way that empowers you and not one that disempowers you. And so let's make this power boost today. Let's make acceptance our modus operandi, if you will, and have it be your guiding light, your guiding way, not just today, not just this season, but as you begin to make manifest in your relations and your connections all that will be positive and all that will be agreeable. Om Shanti.